Hi, we're the Clark family, and we've sold our house and packed up our lives and moved to Galicia in northern Spain.
So follow us as we start our new lives, learn new skills, join a new community and try to live a more sustainable life.
Hi everyone, back for another week. We've had a busy old week this week. Been down to the local school and got the kids registered at school, so we're just waiting to hear back for when the kids are actually going to start. We thought it was going to be either today or this coming Monday, but we've heard nothing from the school as yet, so still waiting to hear. We've been to the town hall and registered there and got our temporary padrons, which allowed us to register the kids at the school. We also met the mayor, who actually made time to come down and meet us. I guess the word is out that some strange English people have moved in the locality, so he came down to meet us. We met one of the counsellors who really helped us out. He actually took us up to the school and introduced us to the headmaster, or director as they're called here, and explained the situation for us, which was really, really helpful. We're also introduced to the head of finance and the head of law at the local council as well, and they both stood and spoke to us for half an hour about various things, including Scarlett O'Hara and whatever film she was in, which a bit before our time, but he explained the reason why they were so interested in all that sort of thing, so it's great. What else we done this weekend?
We have been to the local builders merchants, which is only a couple of kilometres down the road.
Yeah.
And they literally have absolutely everything we could possibly need. We're having some problems trying to source some compost. We've mentioned before that we're looking to do a no dig in our garden for growing all of our food. Compost is something that we're really, really struggling to find, so we're going to have to reconsider our options on that one. But yeah, so we do need a good load of compost bins. So we've been down there and we've bought an absolute shed load of wood to get making some compost bins. We bought a bush cutter, and with the big ride-on lawnmower, we've been down the forest and cut all the grass down to keep the forest floor sort of clear. So they've got so many clippings and stuff that we can just get our own compost going with so that we can get started on that. What else have we done? Oh, Zane's got himself all handy. He found some poles, didn't he, in the pig barn, and he decided that he wanted to make. Well, you decided that you needed a store stand. Zane decided that he wanted to make it, so he sort of buried himself away in the garage for a whole day, and he made this absolutely incredible store stand from having never done anything like that before in his life, and pretty much all by himself. So super proud of him for that. Actually,
yeah, it's really good.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
What else have we done?
Well, I got this slick new haircut.
You did get a very cool slick new haircut.
Thank you very much. But you're not here to listen to us going on. You're here to have a bit of a tour of the house, aren't you? Can you see that in the background? There we go. So you're here to have a tour of the house. So shall we crack on? Because it's thunder and lightning in the background and we're going to get wet shortly, so we need to crack on with this.
Cool.
So here we go then, folks, the bit you've been waiting for, the tour of the house. Who could live in a house like this? So first into the hallway, sort of traditional Spanish, I would say, white walls and tiled floor. Yeah, quite big, quite a nice wide hallway. Okay, so first room we're going into is the kitchen again. So this is what the people who bought the house have referred to as the summer kitchen, and that's because they spent their summer time downstairs where it's a little bit cooler. We also have a winter kitchen, or the upstairs kitchen, which is a bit strange, but apparently it's quite normal in Spain, apparently. Who knows? So yeah, all the mod cons: running water, gas. What else do you need? There isn't any mains gas here. We're on gas bottles. So the boiler and the gas cooker work off gas bottles. And that's another thing we've done this week. We've been into the local town, Chantada, and organised gas bottle deliveries with Gas Louise, who comes up here twice a month and pips his horn outside, and we take our empty bottles down there and we exchange them for new bottles if we need them. And if we're not here, we'll just leave the bottles outside and he swaps them over for us anyway if we're not around. So that's the downstairs / summer kitchen. Okay, next we have a room that Zane has sort of adopted for himself. He's sort of taken it over. He does a lot of painting of Warhammer figures. I think he's put some grass on the base of these, but the looks of them ready to be painted. So he's got loads of these. So he comes and locks himself away in this room when he's fed up with the rest of us, or we're fed up with him. And he comes down and does his painting. He set himself a little bench up here. Here's one he's working on at the moment. This Warhammer figure. I can barely focus on it, so I'm not really sure how he actually paints the fine detail on it. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, we're not really sure about this room at the minute. I mean, it's got a bed in it with another pull-out bed. It's got a desk, and as you can hear in the background, it's got a washing machine in here as well. So we've been and collected this washing machine today, because we did inherit one with a house, but the door broke on it almost immediately after we used it for the first time. So we've been and fetched that today and put that in. So that's another little job done. So if anybody's after a washing machine in the UK, we'll be selling our UK one when I go back there to load everything up. We've got another little room off. Again, we're not really sure what we're going to be doing with these rooms at the minute. We have said that we're going to spend at least a year living in the house to see what works for us and what doesn't before we start any sort of renovations. Next, behind me, into the dark abyss. Oh, wrong light. This light. We have a room that. Oh, another little room, which is being used as a bit of a storage / junk room at the minute, but I think it's been used as a pantry or storage at some point, because there's some hooks and wires in the ceiling where I think meat's been hung, because it's quite dry in here and there's lots of vents in the wall to keep it sort of fresh and the air moving around in there. And I think we'd like to do that ourselves, use it as a pantry. Okay, so next, back across the hallway into the living room / dining room. Okay, as you can see, it's a big old airy room. I think it's about 10 meters long in total. And it's a bit of a strange room, really, in the fact that I think originally this room was a garage in the past. The floor level's lower than the floor level in the rest of the house. There's a roller shutter door still on it, and there's been some patio doors put on the far side of the roller shutter. And on the wall here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video. I have taken a photo of it, so I could drop that in. You can see on this picture of the house, I don't know whether this is partly built or work in progress, but you can see here there's a roller shutter door here and an actual roller shutter door on the other side of the building as well. So I think this was a garage originally. You also note that it's got a flat roof here. It's now got a pitched roof on it. So I'm not sure whether the pitched roof was put on at a late, well, obviously it's been put on at a later date, but I don't know whether this is a work in progress picture or they put the pitched roof on it, sometime in the past. Or in the past or the future. I don't know. One of the two.
The house was built in 1984 and then it was renovated in 1997, so potentially that's it.
Perhaps they put the roof on then.
Yeah.
Okay. We've also inherited these lovely pictures. It's like carpet, like wall carpet, that is. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a big old room. We've sort of inherited. None of our furniture's here at the moment. It's still in a container up at Castle Donington. So we've inherited all this this furniture, and also this state-of-the-art modern entertainment system. Oh, hang on a minute, the phone's ringing. Hello? Yeah, that was 1980. They want their entertainment system back. Boom, boom, dad joke. And so, yeah, and behind here, it's the Wizard of Oz. Upstairs. Oh, not upstairs, okay. So just before we go upstairs, toilet and shower room, and an addition, which I'm sure everybody will be adding to their house once they've seen this, is a window into the dining room and the living room. So I guess if you run out of bog roll, you can open the window and just shout out.
I think it's so that you can continue your conversation, then, when you go for a quick poo.
Yeah, I think so as well. And then there's a little room under the stairs, which the previous owners used to store wines and beer and stuff in there. And they've actually left some in there. So there's a box of wine here. And also, I don't know if Emma can get that on camera. All those old bottles of wine down there, they're actually full.
I'm not sure how drinkable it is, though.
So maybe one day we'll crack one open on film.
Yeah, you'll crack.
And then the day after we'll all be in hospital, maybe. Fun times to be had. Okay, we'll go upstairs now and I'll swap over to my glamorous assistant.
I'd like to show this view from the halfway point because I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite views. I'm going to put it on record that I am taking a photo every day from this particular spot, and at some point in approximately a year's time I'd like to just do a time lapse, would you say, of how that patch of our land changes over the course of a year. Because I really do think it's absolutely stunning. I'm going to close it though because it's a bit windy and all the doors will start slamming. This door I find quite strange. Not that it's necessarily that it's there, but that there's a lock on it. So when we go to bed at night we can lock ourselves upstairs, which, I don't know, perhaps it makes some people feel a bit more happy. Good boy. So we'll start at this end. Again, it's another massive hallway, really, really wide, nice and long, with furniture again that we've inherited. It's fantastic furniture. It's lovely, old, proper wood. My only concern about that is that when we need other furniture, trying to match it's going to be quite difficult, but we'll sort it out. So this in here is what was their upstairs living room from the people that we bought it from. We decided that we didn't need 2 living rooms, so we've turned this into a spare bedroom, with the plan that we'll need to add a wardrobe to it. We also want to add a desk in here to make this a nice big office for when Adam's working from home, and when we're editing our YouTube videos and that kind of thing. So those of you planning on coming and visiting us soon, here's where you might be staying. Next we'll take you into our bedroom. Again, beautifully big bedroom. The dogs have claimed it as their own, our bed. Love this room. We've inherited some pretty strange things on the wall. I'm guessing they were quite a religious family that lived here originally. But my favourite part of this room is our little balcony, which in the morning with a cup of coffee is fantastic to stand on. was about to slam behind you. We have got a thunderstorm coming that we can see. It keeps lightning striking over there. So we're not going to take too long because I've not had a washing machine for 2 weeks and I've got loads of washing to get through and I don't want it to get wet.
What you doing? What you doing?
In here we have Zane's room. Still stinks like boys. I don't know how, we've only been here 10 days and already this bedroom absolutely stinks like boys. But I guess that's what happens when you've got an almost teenage boy living with you. Dogs aren't fussy about which bed they sleep on. In here we have another spare bedroom. Again with beautiful old traditional furniture. And another wonderful view outside of the land. It's looking a bit sad out there at the minute. We think that maybe the lawn had been cut a bit too short, but we've not cut it now since we've been here, and it's rained a few times, so the green's just starting to come back, which makes it look a lot happier. Don't fall over. Although I kind of want you to because I think it'll be hilarious. We're going to see Scarlett next. Scarlett, coming in. This is where you can find Scarlett. Scarlett randomly picked the smallest of all of the rooms. And we've got 5 rooms she could have picked, well 4 because we were having the one with the balcony. Scarlett picked the smallest room and she wanted a single bed.
It's because of the view.
It's because of the view. You're going to have to come and see another view. This view, what you can see here is where we're going to be growing all of our food. One of the jobs this week was that we started brush cutting, and you might be able to see on the right hand side of that picture where we've started marking out where we're going to start our first beds once we figure out our compost situation. I mean, fair play, Scarlett, you have picked the room with the best view. Yeah.
The mountain in the distance is Monte Faro, and earlier this week there was a pilgrimage up there. So they take a shrine from the local church, and they actually carry it up there. So there was thousands of people carrying this shrine up to the top of the hill there from Chantada. We actually went into town to do some shopping, and everywhere was closed, even though it was midweek and everywhere should have been open. But they're all up on Monte Faro, carrying a saint or whatever they were carrying up there.
The next room that we're not going to both fit in there, but this is our upstairs bathroom. After living in a motorhome for 7 months, we were all really excited about moving to a house that had a bath that we could just chill out in. We'd all clearly not remembered the bath well because there's no chilling out happening in there. Ideal for washing the dogs though, perhaps. This is a traditional Galician wood stove where they do all of the cooking on in the winter. Wood stove, self-explanatory, but the whole family will sit in here along the bench and on the back of the worktop just there, and then they'll all sit while mum or grandma is cooking, and then sit there while they're eating together, and then basically spend their evenings together in here. We've sort of adopted this as our all year round kitchen at the minute because it's more spacious and just feels like a whole better space. So yeah, we've not tried the wood stove. It's been a bit warm for that at the minute, but we have said that we will give it a test out before winter comes, just to make sure that the chimney's all right and we know how to light it and it's not too smoky and whatever. So we've just been using the gas oven, which is absolutely fine, to be honest with you. I can see why they have two though. We're honestly so lucky to be surrounded by such beautiful views. you'll constantly see one of us just sort of staring at what's going on. Which is quite funny really, because when lots of people that drive or walk past us sort of stare back at us, because I think that they know that there's a English family living here and they're kind of having a look at what's going on, so just lots of staring all around really. I'm going to take you into the roof next. This is going to be quite difficult for me because I find it quite creepy up here, and whenever I've done video chats with family to give a tour around here, I always whisper, but I'm going to try not to whisper. I'm going to try and talk normally, even though I find it very creepy. So again, it's just kind of full of stuff that's not, well, it is ours because we inherited it, but stuff that is inherited, not tested, not sorted out yet. We don't have our own rubbish bin, the same as you would in the UK, and we've not tested out the local tip. We just use one big bin that the whole village sort of uses outside. We're a bit conscious that we don't want to be filling it up just yet. Oh, look, I am talking loudly. I'm so proud of myself. Ooh. So again, Galicia is known for being quite wet, and in the winter we think that these are washing lines that have been set up to somewhere to dry the clothes. I can't tell you how warm and humid it is up here right now. And a little bit breezy, but mostly warm and humid, so I can see that clothes would dry here very quickly, and by the looks of the weather out there, I think I might be testing it out soon. Come on, boys. Good boys. I think they found something then. I'm going to show you in here. I've never opened this before. But here is another very, very creepy under roof space, which we think is just being used for storage. Can't really get in there because the roof's too low. It makes it look like the roof isn't watertight with how much light's coming through it, but trust me, we've had a lot of rain since we've been here, and there's not a drop of water anywhere. It is very watertight. Come on, boys. Ernst, good boy. I forgot to point out in the upstairs winter kitchen, but there is actually lines set up above the bench as well, so that you can dry clothes there in the winter as well. Again, probably also going to be used today.
So that was a quick tour of the house. Like we said, we haven't got massive amount of plans for it at the moment. We want to live in it for a year and see what works for us and see what doesn't.
Yeah, there's nothing that pressingly needs doing. It's completely, it's like completely livable. I mean, more than livable. It would be completely fine. It's just that we find it a little bit strange, and we could do with a pantry. So yeah. But again, we'll leave it a year.
That's it for this week then. Thanks for joining us again, and I think next week we've got a few projects on the go, but I think we'll have a bit of a tour around the land itself and show you what we've got and what we plan to do with it. That's about it. So see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Ciao.